Hello, Truth Seekers. Lawrence here, and welcome to Easy Enlightenment. So, here's the truth of the enlightenment journey that you can't dissolve the mind for good. Dissolving the mind is just an expression, especially when you are being part of the self inquiry journey. You are watching the mind and tracing back the mind backward. And you're peeling the mind, get to the truth. And that process can be seen as dissolving the mind. Only when you are in the process. But, after that, or after seeing the truth, mind still exists, just like pre-enlightenment. The pre-enlightenment journey, the mind is there, chaotic mind, and post-enlightenment, mind is there, but we're not getting affected by it. The journey itself is the journey that helps us understand the mind by the backward movement. And that part is dissolving, deconstructing, or subtracting the mind. So, if you have this idea that dissolving the mind is the way to be free from the mind, it's true when you are in the process, but it's not true if you're seeing that as the ultimate goal. So it's just an illusion. It's just a misunderstanding. It's the, taking the metaphor and making it confusing by adding ideas from the world and adding our, imagination. And, when we think if I don't have the mind, I'll be free. Yes, we can logically think that, the mind is troubling, creating a trouble. And when we think of, if I have no mind, I'll be free. Now, because of this idea, no mind is freedom, and association with the spiritual path and practices, everybody is, working with some approaches to get to the no mind. Now ask yourself, are you successful to get to the no mind? And some of you will say, yes, I'm able to get to the no mind. And I will tell you, your no mind is coming from the place of taming the body, taming the mind itself. You're focusing on certain part of the body. When you focus on the certain part of the body, you can move yourself from chaotic mind to more relaxed or simple mind from the control approach. But we don't see this, that we have put so much effort to get there, to no mind. Same thing, when you control the mind, with the visualization or mantra, you are taming the mind from that. You know, you focus on something, all the peripheral ideas of the mind starts to disappear from the concentration, from the focus. And we are able to, you know, anchor in that simplicity. And if you keep focusing, that you lose that point of focus as well. And you enter that void. Momentarily. But when you enter it, you have decided that, oh, there's no mind. That itself is the mind. The mind distracted you and you just back into the same, you know, world of mind. From controlling the body and mind, you are able to experience a no mind. But realize that the control itself is a lot of struggle, a lot of effort. That itself is a resistance. You know, we are resisting the reality as it is to get there. And even you have that glimpse of no mind, that blank slate. That still is not the truth realization. That is, you know, like, moment. Why I'm saying that your experience is not a truth realization is because after that experiencing that, your next move is still doing the same thing the next day or the same day. You'll continue doing the same thing. That means you're not convinced with what you have experienced. Your experience is making you to experience further. So, also, your experience hasn't dissolved in a conflict and fear. Please be reflective here. If you have the experience of no mind, the emptiness, is that emptiness able to dissolve? The experience help you dissolve your inner conflict and fear, the struggle, the pain in your life? Are you free from the nagging mind, the contradicting mind? Are you? From this reflective work, then you can see that the experience you had is not the truth. Yes, definitely you were experiencing the no mind from that control approach, but still not true, because the true realization of the no mind, the emptiness, will dissolve the mind, drops the mind. That dropping the mind happens when you see the truth. And when you see the truth, you're not affected by the mind. The journey to truth, you know, is that. You see the truth and now you're not bothered by the mind, but the mind still exists after seeing the truth. So, if you're controlling the body and mind to see the no mind, it does help you to create, to anchor your awareness in you. Notice how you used to fluctuate, how your emotions are to run ups and downs. But from the meditation, you are more anchored. You're more focused to handle yourself better. But that better is not still the true freedom. True freedom, when the truth is realized, you don't have to remind yourself. Once you see the truth, it never leaves you. And whatever comes in the mind, you'll be okay. You understand it's just the mind, it's not who you are. There's a clear differentiation. And from that, there's true clarity. The person is able to anchor in what is rather than anchoring in the mind, anchoring in the past or the future. It's only in the moment. The mind becomes an ally rather than enemy. So, again, you can never able to dissolve the mind completely. Dissolving the mind can only happen in the backward process. When you are in the journey to see the truth, if you're walking that way, then you can dissolve the mind in a way that you're deconstructing the mind to see the root cause of the root cause of the struggle, root cause of the fear, root cause of the conflict, and also from there dissolving the root all the way until there's no mind is left. So the journey, the start of the journey to all the way to the end, we can see that as dissolving the mind, as an expression. Okay? And that's it. So before and after, the mind will still continue to exist. The only difference is pre-enlightenment, you see the mind as an enemy, mind as a struggle, mind as a pain, mind as a fear. Post-enlightenment, mind is an ally. You only pick up some of the reference, but the living still happens moment to moment. So, reflect in your life what you're doing, and if you see that your approach is not helping you dissolve your fear, not the mind, dissolve the fear from your life, if it's not working, that means, time to shift gear. You have built the foundation from any practice. Now time to shift to self-inquiry. Self-inquiry is the way to understand the mind thoroughly. And from that process, it's easy to let go the unnecessary mind and keeping things simple. And from that simple mind will help us, be part of the self-inquiry practice. And eventually we can see the truth. So, think about it. This is just a reference. Idea is good to inspire, but idea is not freedom. The idea itself is the mind as well. But to get to the truth, one must need to work, but the work is not controlling yourself. It's about understanding through witness approach, by turning the awareness back to yourself and tracing back the mind backward to see the absolute truth. Okay, I hope this video makes sense to some extent. The reason to make this video is because you guys are trying it to go to no mind, but no mind is only the journey. No mind is the journey when you start to deconstruct the mind, or dissolving the mind is the deconstructive approach. and only you can see that as a dissolving the mind. But you can never, never, never dissolve the mind for good. Okay, you cannot exist in that no mind. And the reality is, we live in the relative reality. We exist in a functioning reality where we have to communicate with the people, communicate with the world. How can you communicate without the mind? We are not a telepathic individual. We don't, work like that. We work with the sign language, still the extension of the mind, or the verbal approach. So we need the mind as an ally. So the mind will be there after realizing the truth. Anyway, hope this video makes sense to some extent, and hope you are enjoying the backward movement. Keep going. The process to see the truth is the backward movement of the mind. Okay, thanks for watching this video. Take care for now. See you in the next video. Bye.